Hey, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 26 of My Favorite Drum Parts. Cole Younger here, and before we kick things off today, I wanted to just take a moment and say thank you for tuning into ColeOnDrums' YouTube channel here over the last year. It's been such a blast for me to get to share my insight as a drummer and drum set educator here on the YouTube platform, and I couldn't do it without your continual support. If you haven't yet, guys, gals, make sure tap the like button. Well, provided that you like this video. Go ahead and tap it anyway, though, right? No, tap the like button, hit subscribe. Those two things don't cost you a penny, and they don't take but a second to do, and they really help me tell the YouTube algorithm, hey, this content is meaningful, which then in turn gets pushed out to more and more like-minded viewers. Also, guys, if you do feel so inclined that you want to support the channel and my efforts as a content creator and music educator, there is information for how you can do that in the description of this video, detailing the ColeOnDrums Venmo account. Think of it as a virtual tip jar of sorts. And again, thank you in advance for your consideration there. Now, ladies and gents, on episode 26 of My Favorite Drum Parts, we're going to be diving into a cat that I got turned on to about 15 years ago, just out of college, and he has definitely been on my radar ever since. He comes from New Orleans, and that's probably about all I need to say for a lot of you to know who I'm talking about. A veritable master of funk and the New Orleans second line traditional jazz style, but also a master of more modern funk, rock, R&B, drumming. And the guy can swing too. One heck of a jazz drummer. Know who I'm talking about? Let's find out. Welcome in, ladies and gents, to episode 26 of My Favorite Drum Parts. Today, we are talking about the drumming of the incredible Stanton Moore. Did you guess it in my intro? Stanton Moore, ladies and gents, Stanton Moore, a phenomenal drummer, an expert on all things funk, and an expert especially on all things New Orleans, because that's where the guy's from. Stanton has such a knowledge, a depth of knowledge when it comes to the history of not only New Orleans funk drumming, but just the drum set in general. He's a wealth of knowledge, and he applies that to everything that he plays, every project that he works on. He has such a unique feel as well, which you'll hear on display in the song that we're going to be listening to today. My first exposure to Stanton was actually from the album that we're going to be taking this song from, so I might as well introduce that album right now. The album is the 2010, we'll call it a funk album because most of this is pretty funky stuff, Groove Alchemy. This is an awesome album, ladies and gents, and this features Stanton Moore on drums, Robert Walter on organ and piano, and Will Bernard on guitar. A fantastic trio. So on most of these tracks, Robert Walter's playing like a Hammond B3 organ, so he's doing double duty. He's playing, the organ stuff and the bass part, which is, crazy how those organ guys can do that. But on this particular song that we're going to be checking out today, he's playing a very, I would say, Jelly Roll Morton inspired kind of on almost a stride piano sort of thing, which is super cool and a real throwback to early New Orleans jazz. You'll also hear some pretty nifty slide guitar action from Mr. Will Bernard. I want to make sure I am giving these guys the proper credit here with their names. But of course, we're talking about Stanton, right? This is My Favorite Drum Parts. And Stanton Moore's drumming on this track is sensational. I love this. There's so many great tracks that we could pull that has Stanton playing drums, but this one's really unique, and that's why I picked this one. And it also has some really great soloing near the end. But, as always, 3 things that we should listen for in the song today. By the way, the name of this song is called Keep On Gwine. Keep On Gwine. And we're going to be listening for Stanton's singular New Orleans feel. He has this swampy, funky feel that's just, it's equal parts swung, it's equal parts straight. It's in the cracks, as Stanton likes to say. And you'll hear that on full display here. So his singular New Orleans feel, his creative groove construction. This song is not your typical, 8th notes or 16th notes on the hi-hat or ride or whatever. You'll see. Very creative groove construction that kind of harkens back to even pre-drum set music. I won't spoil it for you, though. And last of all, Stanton's musical soloing at the end of this song is just a blast to listen to. You can follow right along with it. It makes you want to move. It makes you want to dance. And it keeps that, New Orleans feel going the whole time. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we need to get our funk on with Keep On Gwine. Are you ready? This is like feel-good music right here. You ready? This is fun stuff. Are you ready? I know, I said that like 4 times. Here we go. Gotta love that stride piano. Love those crush rolls on the snare drum. And the occasional little loose hi-hat or tom in there. Now we're getting some ride in. Still got that loose in the cracks New Orleans lilt to it, right? This song just makes you want to kick back and pop open a sarsaparilla and sit on the porch and watch the sunset or something like that, right? Or get up and dance too, I guess, Love the piano in this, and the guitar. But I love how this isn't just like a typical, funk rock groove. There's elements here and there. Getting to be a little more straightforward right now. Big beefy toms on Stanton's Gretsch kit. Beefy sounding, I should say. All right. I love his cymbal sound too. They have such a dirty, funky sound to them. Oh, bring it down. Bring it down. Here we go. Get ready for this. Oh, that's awesome. Those drums sound great. Oh, man. Ooh. Some pitch bends on the toms. Ah, I love it. Woo-hoo. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Yes. I just don't want to talk over this. It's just so fun to listen to. Oh, man. I love that, ladies and gents. That's like, I don't know if you were in the same boat as I was, but can't really sit still with that one. And you can't have a, silly grin on your face either. Or can't not have a silly grin on your face, I should say. I can't even talk. I'm speechless. Anyway, hey, keep on Gwine. What do you think? And can we give it up? Awesome stuff. Ladies and gents, have you listened to Stanton Moore's drumming before? What are some of your favorite tracks that he's played on, or albums, or performances? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get a little conversation going. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Stanton's playing. Folks, that was a fun one. And I encourage you, check out Stanton Moore. Go on YouTube, watch his educational stuff. He's such a great teacher too, along with just being a phenomenal player and just a really down-to-earth guy. And then, go on to Apple Music or Spotify or wherever you get your music and listen to the guy play in his many projects. Because outside of his trio, he also plays with the New Orleans-based funk group Galactic. And to my knowledge, at least last I knew, he led a big band, like Straight Ahead Swing, down in New Orleans as well. So, like I said, the guy wears a lot of hats. So, cool stuff. Ladies and gents, thanks for tuning in once again. As always, don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to subscribe. Share this video with your friends and family and anybody you think that might get something out of it. And you can count on there being some more funky, fresh content coming your way next week right here on ColeOnDrums. But in the meantime, go listen to some music. Go listen to Stanton. Go play the drums. Be kind to one another. And as always, good bye. Yeah. Again, everything that I'm doing on here is ladies and gents, it's Cole Younger here. Thank you for letting me be myself. Nice clap.